Let me go on IG.
Showing that we're live, live. Here we
Yes,
go.
indeed.
Showing that we're live. Oh my gosh, it's such a day to celebrate. As you get IG set up over there, I'm
Yeah.
going to join you over there. Let's see.
Hmm.
I don't usually do both. So I don't know how that works with. Hang on.
Well, yeah, you probably just have to turn the volume down. Hello, everyone.
Hello, y'all.
We're getting our tech. Who is that? I was like, hey, Christy. I
Who's that?
literally was going to say,
Hey,
hey, Christy,
hey.
and then I was like, wait, that's Christy. She's here.
I am here. I am here to celebrate and rock and roll with you, my friend.
Yay! And the Pebble Ministry, the Pebble lovers, the love
Right.
pebbles. I love them.
Good morning.
Oh yeah, I gotta add you, don't I? I haven't
Well,
done.
let's see. You don't
Yes,
have
there
to,
you
you
go.
do, but
No.
we'll be in both places and
Yes,
celebrating today, my friend.
yes. You should be on. Well, you should be doing. You wave that. Okay, I know I did that. Okay, you
Let's
should. Yeah.
do it. Let's do it. Here we
Oh,
go.
just Christina today. Okay.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. There we
Okay,
go.
so I'm gonna turn my volume down.
All right,
Okay.
mine too.
Jeez.
All right,
I'm
how's
trying.
that?
Yeah, I think it works.
All
Say
right.
something. We're doing our
Say
tech
something.
live.
You know what I want to say? I want to say congrats, Ede and Afuashi, for being #1 Amazon bestseller. Whoop, whoop. We hadn't even hit 9 a.m. in the USA today. And
Mhm.
good morning, good morning, good morning. How are
Good
you feeling,
morning.
my friend?
It is such an interesting thing because I think a part of me is expecting me to be like, yes, yes. I don't know. I think when I watch other people, how they show up, and this is, I'm just so excited. I'm so excited. Oh my God, y'all, look, my book is here, y'all. Okay, well, let's see. Let's do it the
All
right way.
right. Yeah, get really slow so everybody can see
Yes,
this new baby.
yes. This is the
Spiritual
proof.
appetizers for the soul.
Yes. And I love the subtitle, which is not on here. Because that's part of the story. Bite size wisdom for daily living. Love it.
I love it.
So as I when I had this in my hand and just looking at it, what I felt, I guess what I'm feeling is joy is always inside, but it's an internal joy that was calming, that was soothing. I just felt there was a part of me that felt like I did it. It's not so much that I didn't think I could do it. I think there's so much in this. I wrote somewhere today, I said, I can write a book about what it took to write this book.
Right?
Is this morning I was thinking, I knew I could do it. I think the things that made me nervous, scared, was getting to doing it, to get to this place. And
Right.
I encountered a lot of different things, and there was a lot of name calling, frustration, anger, like just. And then I just said, okay, fine, we can't do that. Okay, we'll leave it out. And the beginning was so well when it came time to designing the book and publishing it. There was so many things that happened that was so frustrating, so annoying. It drove me nuts. At one point, I just said, you know what, I give up, and I
Mhm.
just surrendered. So this
Mhm.
morning, I was checking in. I was trying to notice what I noticed about myself. I just feel satisfied. I feel
Ooh,
I did it because I did it.
you did it. You
Yeah.
did it. And I want to take a moment to pause and celebrate that
Mm.
because here's what often happens with folks that are entrepreneurs, people that are out there making a big splash in the world. We do something like this and we think about our to-do list, or we think about, now that this baby is born, we want to show the world the baby. So there's 100 things on your list. I know you, and I know what's going on. And even today there's 100 things on your list. And I just want us to pause and take a deep breath and just what you said, you did it.
Yeah.
Congratulations, my friend. Like, not only did you do it, it's a beautiful book. It
Thank
is
you.
I love the bite size, right? I mean, you know
Mhm.
me and the way my life runs. So this bite size is perfect because I can get that thing read, you know. I
It's
can
like,
pop in and what
got
wisdom
it.
does that have for me today?
Yeah,
Thank you.
stay open,
Boom.
stay awake, stay young. Okay, got it. Gotta go.
Right? Right? Like, so I love that piece. And I love that you're sharing yourself with the world. That
Wonderful.
you know, and I want to encourage folks, if you are listening to this today, whether it's live or whether it's later, y'all go to Amazon. I know there's a whole thing we could go off on a spin about that, but
Yes.
Amazon is the number one bookseller in the world right now. So that, you know, Ade's got his book up there. Go to Amazon, buy your copy. The next 3 days, he's doing an Amazon best-selling campaign. So that means it's cheap. You can get it for $2.99. That's not going to be the price after Monday. So get over there, get your copy, give him a 5-star review, and because it helps. It helps, like, you know, the world of publishing has changed so much. And folks like us who are solopreneurs, who are doing our work in the world, we need all our community and our friends and people to support it. And so that like and share today of I've already, so you know, I don't know if I saw your post on LinkedIn, I saw your post on Facebook, I've shared it. I'm like, folks, we need to buy this book because it's awesome. First of all, you're going to love it. And second of all, we just I love you so much, my friend. I want everybody to read your words and hear your heart and just know the work that you do in this world.
Now you're really gonna make me cry because I've been surprised that I hadn't got emotional because you know I cry. My beloved says, "Yeah, you know you're a cry." I said, "Why am I crying?" She said, "You know you're a cry baby." Yeah. It's I don't have words, which is kind of strange. But grateful that someone asked. This will help me get into where I'm trying to get to. Christina asked me, "How long was your book in the making?" So
Mhm.
the messages, the downloads, I've been receiving them probably around 2010, maybe 2012. I can't remember exactly when it started. And part of it was maybe sometimes I'm in my meditation state, sometimes working with a client, sometimes on the show. I just hear something, I'm like, "Ooh, that's good." And the funny thing is, I was telling someone recently was I used to write the things I hear that come out my mouth because I am a channel and I write it down. So I don't know, a month, a week, a year later, I look at that quote and I'm like, wow, that's deep. Nah, I didn't write that. I don't think so. Maybe it was when I was listening to Michael Beckwith. Maybe it was in Yalla Van Zandt. No, I didn't do that. So I have a lot of those that I didn't use because I couldn't tell because it was like, wow, that's powerful. So when that happened, I started to put my name next to my own quote. I put my name and the date, so that when I go
Claiming
back,
it.
I know it's mine. Yes,
Claiming it. Thank
yes,
you for that. Thank you
yes,
for that. And
yes.
I would be tempted, you know me, I'd be tempted. Give me that. Give me those ones you don't know if they were you or not. And I Google and research. And if somebody else, like, come on. Come on.
Right.
Because if they were that awesome, I want to hear them. Like,
I
I
mean,
want
I
to.
read them like, wow. Because one of the things I didn't want to do for many reasons, well, maybe a couple of reasons. One is like, using somebody else's quote. And the second thing is, for me personally, I don't even want to make that mistake. So I was like,
Yeah.
I guess I'll
Okay.
leave it alone. Yeah.
Well, that speaks to your integrity. And we could research and we could, yeah, I would love that. But yeah, I'm just, you never really answered the question. Just
What was the
saying for
question?
your friend Christina, how long
Oh,
was your
right.
book
Yes.
in the work?
I was going to
Right?
finish that. Yeah. So I think around 2014 was when we started. Like,
Mhm.
I talked to an editor, a friend of mine, and we started to put it together. And between that time, 2014, there are many times when I'm saying, okay, I'm going to publish. And it's like, and then nothing happened.
Right.
And that's another thing where I really feel like that whole thing that I did it because there was many stop and starts, many. And I
And can
finally got,
I tell you, as somebody, I'm sorry to interrupt. I
No,
just
that's
want to
fine.
put this out there for anybody who's listening. As somebody who works with supporting, especially women, getting their books and their stories out into the world, that's so common. It's so common because writing a book isn't just about writing a book, as you
No,
know.
no, no. That myth will get busted along the way. You're like, wait a minute. I thought I'm writing a book and that's it. God help you when you take it to the editor. I don't understand that. Can you reword that? No, I'm done. But go ahead.
Well, it's the process, right? It's like
Yes.
anything big we do in our life. It's
Mhm.
often not the destination, it's the
Mhm.
process of
Yes.
how do we get there? Who's along the way with us? What
Yes.
community support do we need? What do we need within ourselves? What fears do
Yes.
we have, right?
Yes.
Where
Yeah.
do we need to trust? And turning those nerves into excitement, because we all got nerves about it. Like, I mean,
Mhm.
and you and I are people that speak for a living. Like,
Yes.
we've been speaking a long time, but it is
Mhm.
different when you're holding, like you said, this baby in your hand.
It's
And
different.
now you're responsible for, like, first of all, you did all this labor to get here.
Yes.
And then you're responsible for nurturing it and carrying it and
Yes.
not letting it be ignored. So
I mean, you're speaking to the things I'm thinking about this morning. Okay, so we got the Amazon bestseller campaign going. So we're pushing it, letting people know, buy it, it's cheap, get it now, get it in this moment. Then this morning I was like, so what's going to happen on Monday, on Tuesday? And I was like, you're going to keep promoting, you're going to do interviews. And it's more than just promoting the book. I mean, because the truth is what I would say to somebody else, this is about a gift has been given to me by the divine to share with the world. And I'm also grateful that I'm in a place where I understand the power of my words, my gifts, my experience, and how it can shift somebody else because other people's stories help me get to where I'm at today. Like I have a responsibility to getting this out. So it's not like, okay, I did it. No. This is just the beginning. You nurture the baby.
I think someone very wise one time said, when you're pulled by a vision,
Yes.
right?
Pain pushes until vision pulls.
Right?
And that vision, that's a quote about originally, as far as I know, by Michael Bernard Beckwith that I just took and ran with it. Pain pushes until vision pulls. There was a lot of pain that was pushing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do it now. I would mention it on my podcast, and then it doesn't happen. And I said, you know what? Flip it. I'm not going to mention it anymore. But the vision to bring this about was pulling me, forward. And Christina asked, she said, what have you learned most about yourself through the process? A lot. But I would tell you one that stood out that happened a few days ago. This is actually quite vulnerable. So I shared it with my beloved and I was telling her, and she was constantly affirming me. She's like, baby, you got this. And she would tell me, I've always told you your writing is very, the way you write. And, people who love us, we hear what they say and it feels good in the moment. But sometimes we don't have the capacity, the space to really embody it because the mind and all the other stuff is going. It's like someone trying to whisper a secret to you. But there are people around just screaming and doing their thing. They're not trying to distract you, just doing their thing. So there were thoughts. And one of the things that I really, once the book was done, when it was all laid out, and I found out that it was 94 pages, I was like, damn, I thought it would be at least 100 pages. So I carried that insecurity. It's like, oh, what are people going to think? And people kept saying, when is your book coming out? I'm going to get it. Nobody asked, what is it about? They didn't ask for pages, of course. And I'm like, oh, people might be disappointed. They might be disappointed about it being such a small book. And then the first graphic that was done was a thick book. I'm going to use this as an example. This is Deborah Johnson's book. So the graphic that was initially done was kind of like this. And I looked at the graphic and I was like, I don't think I like that. So I learned to say, can we work with that? Can we make it smaller? And it did, because I didn't want to have a graphic looking like that and people get this. It's like, I'd be like, wait a minute, where's the rest of the book? So this is one of the.
Can I also just pause and say, You
Uh-huh.
said in the title it was an appetizer. So all your fans are waiting for a main course. It's okay. Like, and
That's the
also
thing.
the other,
Yes.
and what was the
Good.
thing I said to you? What was the thing I said to you on, I don't remember what
When
day it
we
was,
talk
Monday
sometime,
or,
yeah,
right?
that this is the appetizer and the retreat is the main course.
Right.
Like that's where we can go deeper. And when we gather together, book signing, because it's not.
Well, not just that. I said to you, Women Connected in
Oh,
Wisdom, our
yeah.
first volume, which we have 18 authors in, right? Because it's a compilation book, we're sitting at 132 pages. You wrote the whole darn thing, right? I'm just saying. I mean, I mean, comparison is a thief of joy often,
Yes,
right?
indeed.
And
Indeed.
if we want to compare, let's just be positive about it. You
Right.
rocked it, my friend. You rocked it.
Yes. And it's like these books are books, like I said, the wisdom in here came from my experience listening and applying them. Because they say wisdom is knowledge experience. When you have the knowledge and you experience it. So the wisdom here for me is what I've heard, however it came through that I've applied in my life and that I live my life based on. And so, of course, I'm listening. Even the subtitle was out of that. It was like asking spirits, like, what is the subtitle? I was like, woo, that's good. Bite-sized wisdom for daily living. God, that was amazing. Now, as I kept struggling with this, yeah, okay. And a mutual friend of ours, even though we'll talk about that in a minute, the ebook is what's available now because of the campaign. A mutual friend of ours who co-founded an organization mentioned they bought the book, and my mind went to small. So I was been working with that. Christine, I'm answering your question, and I was talking to spirits like I need to really be with this and see what's here and just help me. And what spirit told me was, you are focusing on quantity instead of quality.
Yeah.
And when I heard that, I still feel like, oh, I got emotional because like I I took my attention off the wisdom, the quality, the value, the messages in here that I think they're valuable enough to share. Yes, I did take it off self because it's like, okay, well, maybe people are going to like it because it became, how people are going to like it. So focus on the quantity. And when I heard that's like, wow. And then it showed me more because truth is a double-edged sword. It wasn't just showing me about the book. It helped me see in other areas of my life where I focus on quantity. How much do I have in my bank account? What I've been doing, the amount of work that I put out. How come my quantity instead of the quality of being able to move through life, having the money, even sometimes I have to wait. The quality of my friends, the quality of the work that I'm doing, even though I had so many things that I said I was going to do today, yesterday, last week, last year, but the things that I did that is still moving me forward. So it's like that what I've learned is I was focusing too much attention on the quantity and less on the quality. So now I'm just embodying that some more, the quality of my life, not the quantity of how long I've been, not the fact that I'm almost 55 and I finally have a book that I've been writing. No, the quality of my journey. That's what it is for me. The quality, it's like, and not just the things that I did, but me. As you said earlier, as you were saying earlier with sign language, focusing on myself, to valuing myself, what I have to give, what I have to offer. So that's learned. Long story, but yes.
So is that, we write that down and put a little star by it in your date about the quality, because that's, we know this is just your first. We know this is just the appetizer for the work that you do in the world, and it's awesome. So celebrating it, savoring it. Have you ever been at a really good restaurant and they bring out like a little tapas or a little bitty appetizer, but it is the best bite that you've ever had? and you just think
Yes.
about it, like after you've left, like y'all, when you read this book, there are phrases in here, there are statements in here that are going to stick with you. Like it's yummy. It's if Amazon would ever let my review show, you know, I had it in the title that it's yummy because I knew it would make you laugh. And it's
Yes.
truth, right?
Yes, yes. You just laugh without every time you say yummy. You know, I used to
Right.
say, Christy would say, "It's yummy," and I said, "I'm a man. I would never say yummy about anything." And then she just kept saying long enough that it came out my mouth so easily that I was just like, "Wait, did I just say that?" I guess I did. Too late. She infected me with yumminess.
I love that so much. Well, I am so
Mm,
proud of you, my friend. And I am just so excited that you get to share this with the world
mm,
today,
mm.
tomorrow, for years to come. You know, that's the
Yeah.
thing is we hang out with authors. So sometimes we take it for granted, right? We're like, oh,
Yes.
yeah, yeah. This is a big deal. This is a
Mm,
big deal that you're a published author and that this is going to be here. This is part of your legacy that
mm.
you downloaded, that you put into print, that you did all the blood, sweat, and tears to get it there. Because
Mm.
anybody that's written a book knows there's 200 more steps than you think there are.
That is no lie. And they just like, just when you got one, what they call it, whack-a-mole, whatever, you're like, oh, got that, then another one pops up. It's like, where, how, why?
Right?
Things that didn't even make sense. But I want to ask you this.
Sure.
You know, you've written 2 books,
Mhm,
you've published 2 books.
mhm.
What was it like for you at the day that it was finally done, and maybe at the time you gave it to? What did you feel? What was that experience like for you?
Right? Kind of what you said, satisfied. I mean, holding
Mm,
both, like holding both the, oh my gosh,
yeah,
it's here, and oh my gosh, I got so
yeah.
much work to do. But really, that
Yes.
celebration. And,
Mm-hmm.
you know, both of my books have been done in collaboration. So, you know, that's my heart is about
Hmm.
collaboration and being able to
Yes.
celebrate. Like, I love
Yes.
a good celebration, a good party, a good, like, let's do this, right?
Yeah.
And still celebrating. I mean, we're still celebrating Women Connecting Wisdom. We have a big old
Hmm.
book signing in Atlanta this Saturday, and
Tomorrow, right?
right tomorrow.
Hmm.
Wow, yeah, I got a lot to do.
How can people find out about that, especially those in Atlanta or people traveling to Atlanta?
You know what? They can just follow us on social media at Women Connected in Wisdom podcast,
Okay.
and it will show. I mean, it'll show you where we're at. We're in Buckhead. I've got 10 of my authors coming in tomorrow, and we're doing a wellness pop up. And we're celebrating. We're going to be calling your name. We're going to be celebrating. And I think one of the things that I noticed about this whole process, even as we're talking about it today, because
Hmm.
as you know, in interplay, as we witness somebody doing something, we feel it in our own bodies, right? And so
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
just really noticing as I'm witnessing you and remembering my launches, and it's joy. It's
Hmm.
joy
Hmm.
and it's gratitude, just so
Hmm.
much gratitude. Because you and
Hmm.
I've talked about it several times, but you know, it takes a community. It takes people. Sometimes it's people you don't know. Sometimes it's people you know. And the joy. It takes people saying, oh, I'm gonna give you a little pushback on this, right? Like it takes
Thank you for the pushback. Thank you for the pushback. I got to speak to that. I got to speak to that. I know you got to go real quick, but I got to speak to that. 2 things. And I also, when I finish, please tell us what Woman Connected in Wisdom is about, the book itself.
Oh, sure.
Um, I was dealing with so much that I felt like I don't have time to add anything to it. I had thought about doing the Amazon bestseller campaign, but I felt alone, but didn't mean I wasn't in community. There was people still helping me, but I just don't have the time. And I was telling that to Christine. I was like, I was going to do it, but I'm not doing it. She said, listen, my friend, I'm going to push back a little there. And then she started talking, and I was like, yeah, yeah. And then she said the magic word. She said, I'll help you. And my whole body just went, I feel emotional just thinking about it. It's like, oh, thank you. And just that, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. because I know you are busy. And when you
Yeah.
when you said I'll help you, it was an answered prayer. I just like, okay,
Mm.
okay. And then many people have helped it. This is me as the author, as you said, but there's a community that brought this about.
Mhm.
And some people I can't even remember. Some people I may have left their name out. They're like, wait a minute. If I did,
Right.
my apologies. Some people are here who,
Yep.
contributed maybe one thing. We didn't know what they were contributing, but it's all part
Yep.
of it now. And thanking them for the role that they played.
Right? The named and unnamed. Like it
Mhm.
is really a big deal.
Yes.
And here you are sitting at number 1
Mm.
Amazon bestseller. Oh, you are now currently number 1 in mysticism and spirituality. We started
Nice.
out the morning in dating and spiritual relationships, and now you're in number 1 new release in mysticism and spirituality. Whoop,
Somebody take a
whoop.
picture and send it to me, please.
Okay,
Thank you,
hang
because
on.
it
Well, I
moves, it
can't because I'm
changes.
on Instagram, right?
That's why I can't take a picture too. Christina, would you take a picture for me and send it to me? The screenshot on Amazon.com. It will show up
Right.
on Amazon.co.uk too, or wherever, Amazon.jp in Japan, DE, and wherever, you know. But yes, tell us quickly before we go, because I
You
know
bet.
you got a meeting coming up.
Right.
What woman? Yes, go ahead.
So, Women Connected in Wisdom is a book. It's stories and resources rooted in the 8 dimensions of wellness. It is 18 women's voices. It was born out of the Women Connected in Wisdom podcast, where we really, our mission is to uplift women's voices, especially women who are traditionally oppressed. And, we just celebrated 100 episodes on the podcast this week. And what
Congratulations.
we realized through it, because I had written the first book with my co-author, Dr. Sheila K. Collins, about Still Point, about caregivers, and realized the value of having a book and being able to speak and talk about it and get your message out in the world. And so we had all these folks coming on the podcast and they were interested in writing a book. So we were like, let's do it. And so we brought together these 18 authors. 15 of them were brand new authors, and we coached them through the process. And it was
Wow.
an incredible collaborative and beautiful experience. We have an author call out for volume number 2, because we're doing it again, because we have folks who were like, I want to do that. I missed it. Can I join you? And we're like, heck yes. Like, let's do it. So it is really it's all about the 8 dimensions of wellness is what it's grounded in. And we say rooted in the 8 dimensions of wellness. And it's about how do we take care of ourselves in the midst of taking care of our communities, our families. How do we sustain this in order to be able to continue to do the work? And not
I
just,
love that. Love that.
I know you've been speaking to it on your social media lately. I've been paying
Yes.
attention, my friend.
Yes, yes. Self-care made simple. And I want to say this real quick, just what you said. People who've never authored the book
Mhm.
or been part of a collaborative experience, coaching them, having them take their message, their gift, their talents, and sharing it even more broadly. And it's Women Connected in Wisdom. So everybody brought their wisdom together, connected, and then you have a book.
Right?
That's the principle that we need, putting people first rather than profit. Capitalism is about putting profit first and people second or third. That's the shift that's happening, putting people first. And when we do, we'll all eat, all be happy, all be satisfied.
Right. And share our tools, share our knowledge, share our resources, share our
Yes.
tools, and the understanding that we don't have to do this by ourselves.
Yes.
That is a system that's been created to keep us separated,
Exactly.
to keep us not shining. And so realizing that we don't have to do this by ourselves, that we can do it in community and with each other and thrive together, right?
Thrive together.
Let's do this together.
Yes.
All right, Mr. Amazon bestseller in 2 categories so far this morning. I'm seeing for you 5 categories or more number 1 Amazon bestseller. So I'm going to be paying attention all day and grabbing screenshots and send them to you. And I am just so excited for you.
Do you have a moment to, if you don't, well, I mean, it's kind of hard when you ask somebody live, do they have a moment for them to say, no, I don't. I mean, I didn't mean to do that, but I'm thinking about it. Because I wanted you to, you have the ebook at the moment, because a paperback will be later. Anyway, if you could open it and see whichever one jumps at you and just share, because that's the part of it too. It's like when I do this sort of gathering,
Yep.
book signing, is to open up to a page and see which one jumps at you and share experience. And I promise I won't ask you anything else after that.
Here we go. Let's see. Here we go. Are you ready? You are responsible for you, your happiness, joy, and peace of mind. Set yourself free of circumstances that are holding you hostage, preventing you from moving forward in life. Return, trade in, or release what is no longer working for you and start anew. Set yourself free.
That's my story. And the story that it's like I had to do just that. And I'm reading that. I'm listening to you read that. And it's touching me like, oh my God. I would hear that from somebody else go, oh yeah, I'm sharing that quote. Thank you for that gift.
I love you, my friend. So grateful
Christine.
to be connected to you and just so excited for you in your journey. I'm delighted.
Thank you. I love and appreciate you. You're the best. Love you, Christine. Bye-bye. Okay. Oh boy. Ladies and gentlemen, soul food for your consciousness. Bye-bye. Soul food, no, not soul food for your consciousness. That's something else. Spiritual appetizers for the soul. Bite-sized wisdom for daily living. Go get your copy. In 2 days' time. So we're doing the Amazon bestseller campaign, as you heard. So right now it's only the ebook that's available today and tomorrow, because for the campaign, Amazon only allows you to do the ebook, which I guess you can get it instantly. I don't know. And then 2 days from now, you have the hard copy and paperback. I love you. I bless you. I appreciate you. And I thank God for you. Thank you all for rocking with me, riding with me, celebrating me, supporting me, loving me. I love you back. I'm out. Peace and blessings.